Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give a little bit of time for everybody to join in. For those of you who are already here, let me know where you're joining us from. So, you guys, I am Asia May, and I am so excited to be here. If you came for not anymore, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to have so much fun talking about how to moisturize and detangle natural hair. But we're going to wait just a few minutes to give everybody a little bit of time. That way, they don't miss out on anything. So, if you're just popping in, let me know where you're joining from. Okay, I see San Diego, California. That is awesome. I really want to go to Cali. Welcome, California. I'm so happy you can make it, Patty. This is going to be a great live. And do know this is interactive. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Make sure that you're putting your questions in the chat as we go along. Hi, Terry, out in Dublin, Georgia. Okay, we have Tiffany from store 10291 in the house. Oh, Patty, listen, this is great for mixed hair. This is great for any type of curl, coil, wave. I'm telling you, there's something to learn today. I have so many really great techniques that will help with styling as well. So you're in the right spot. Just hold on, girl. It's going to be really good. Okay, Dallas in the house. We also have Alabama and Virginia. So, welcome in, everyone. I'm so excited. Wow, Monica in Mexico. Hey, Monica, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're able to join us today. And again, my name is Asia, also known as Asia May. I'm a part of the Sally crew. And today, girl, I'm going to be telling everyone here how to detangle and moisturize your hair for minimum breakage, okay? No breakage, maximum length retention, and moisture that actually lasts. So we're going to get into it all here in a second, giving everyone a little bit of time to roll in. We have Jacqueline from store 453. Hey. Oh, yes, Patty. This will definitely help your son. This will definitely help your son. I'm super, super excited. This is going to be a really good class for you. Hi, Cece. Welcome in. Hello, Pittsburgh. Thanks for joining us, Mary. Okay, so my name is Asia. I'm also known as Asia May. I'm a beauty lifestyle influencer. I create content that helps you to embrace your authenticity with boldness. I believe that knowledge is power. So today it is 100% educational, okay? I'm going to be giving you all of the knowledge that I know in hopes that you will feel empowered to take your hair journey and the hair journey of your little ones into your own hands. It's all about understanding technique and understanding products and understanding ingredients today. So I'm going to take you through everything that I do to minimize breakage because in my hair journey, one of the biggest places where I would lose the most amount of hair was wash day. I would have balls of hair. That is not normal. Is anybody else going through that currently? Do you lose a lot of hair when you wash your hair or detangle? I'm saying, like, is your brush packed in hair when you're done? Let me know by putting a one in the chat. I want to know how many of you guys struggle. How many of you are on the struggle bus when it comes to detangling? Put a one in the chat if that is you. Welcome in, you guys. Hi, Claus. I'm so happy. Okay, Cece says yes. Okay, Cece, yes, girl. So we are definitely going to be talking this thing out. Okay, I see some ones coming in. Carla, I see you, girl. Okay, so listen, it's a common struggle, right? It's a common struggle, but I'm going to tell you some things that you can do to actually prevent that. So we're going to start this thing off. The very first thing that I want to do is just give you guys a little bit of background about my natural hair journey. So I'm going to play a quick clip for you right now, so that way you guys can see where I started and just learn a little bit more about what we're going to be talking about today.
I big chopped December of 2011 and I managed to grow my hair pretty long. I reached my goal of mid-back length in a little less than 5 years. Today I'm going to teach you what I did and still do to minimize breakage and maximize moisture for length retention. These techniques work good on kiddos too. I have twin girls and I've used these techniques to grow their hair pretty long too. These tips and techniques will also help you with styling. No matter where you are in your natural hair journey, these tips and techniques can help you to achieve your hair goals. So buckle up, get ready girl, and let's get into moisturizing and detangling properly.
Okay, so the proof is in the pudding. I'm not giving you fluff today. So what I need from you right now, I need your undivided attention. I need you to give me a chance, okay, girl? Because I'm trying to hook you up. This is not a game. I want you to win. I want your little ones to win. I want to see you flourish. I want to see you thrive. And in order to do that, I need you to check in with me right now. Lock in, you and me right now, so I can give you this good here information. I also need for you to ask questions. It's so essential. If you don't understand something that I'm saying, I talk kind of fast, girl. So if I'm going a little bit too fast for you, let me know so that way I can make sure you leave empowered. And rest assured, this is going to be a replay. So you'll be able to watch this again. Once this is all said and done, you'll be able to head to Sally Beauty's YouTube and the DIY University landing page on their website to rewatch this as much as you need to. So no worries there, okay? But let's go ahead and start about not product knowledge, okay? So the first thing I want to talk to you guys is about good and bad ingredients. How many of you guys have heard that silicones are the devil? Like anybody else heard that silicones are terrible? Let me know by putting a 1 or saying yes, girl, down in the chat. I was always afraid of silicones, primarily because in the beginning of my journey, I started with the curly girl method. You know, wash your hair with conditioner, 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 and avoid silicones like it's the plague. However, I want to let you know that there are some good uses for silicones, and it's really more so about understanding how to use them and understanding what shampoo removes and what it doesn't remove, what conditioner is good for, and when it's necessary to deep condition. So I'll start first off with the use of silicones. Silicones are actually very great for heat styling your hair, but they coat your hair strand, which is why it's good for heat styling your hair because it adds that level of protection. However, it's not going to come out with your typical moisturizing shampoo, and it's not going to come out with your typical conditioners. It's not water soluble. So if you've been using silicones and then doing tons of deep conditioning treatments, tons of conditioner and things like that, but you have not cleaned the slate of your hair with shampoo, it's just sitting on the outside. This will give you the false feeling of moisture. Your hair will feel juicy to the touch, and then in a day, your hair is dry, crisp. Why? Because it did not penetrate your hair strands. So today, I want to share with you how you can kind of identify some silicones and give you a little bit of alternatives of what you can do if you still want to use silicones, okay? So silicones, they typically end, can you guys see this? Probably not. Focus for me. Oh, there we go. Silicones typically end in cone, okay? They typically end in C-O-N-E. So if you're looking at the back of an ingredient on a product and it has cone on it, then you know that, hey, in order to get this out of my hair, I'm going to have to wash with shampoo, right? So another one is dimethicone. Dimethicone is a very common one. You'll see this in tons of conditioners. Occasionally, moisturizing shampoos will have it in there. And I typically do not like shampoos and do not recommend shampoos that have silicones in them because the purpose of shampoo is to clean the slate. You don't want to close your cuticles as soon as you wash it. Then you won't be able to put your deep conditioner and conditioner in. So one of the main things that you want to do is make sure that your shampoo doesn't have silicones. Another common one is amyldimethicone, and another one is ferrotrimethicone, okay? So there's tons of silicones out there. The main takeaway I need for you to know is that conditioner does not remove silicones, and silicones are great for heat styling, but they're not the best for using as a moisturizer, especially if you intend to add more moisture throughout the week. What's going to happen is you're going to try to put in more moisture and it's going to sit on the outside of your hair. So you're like, Asia, okay, silicones aren't bad, but not the best for a leave-in. So what should I be using? Well, I would tell you that fatty alcohols are the best. Now, there's tons of alcohol inside of products. There's drying alcohol, bad alcohols, ones that I say you should stay away from. Some of those include SD, which is known as specially denatured alcohol. I would put it up, but I see you guys are kind of having a hard time to see it. Another one is ethanol. If you see ethanol run, okay, you don't want that to be in your moisturizing products. You don't want isopropyl alcohol, okay? No. And the list goes on. There's tons of drying alcohols, you guys, and the drying alcohols are the ones that you want to stay away from. You want to look for more fatty alcohols. Fatty alcohols are great because they're going to give you that slip, they're going to give you that moisture, and they're also going to be able to be removed with your they'll penetrate your hair strands and they'll be able to be removed with your moisturizing shampoo. So it's a win-win-win. It's a win-win-win all the way around. Okay, so some of my favorite moisturizing fatty alcohols are acetyl. This is very common. This is in a lot of products, a lot of products. Another one that's very, very common is Benel. Girl, I don't know how to pronounce these. Okay, I'm not gonna act like I do, but see that right there? Benel and Laurel. And then the final one is Ceterol. Girl, don't judge me, okay? I don't. But listen, I know how to identify it. And when I see it on the shelf, I know it's good. So yes, those ones are very good. These are the things that you want to be looking for in your rinse out conditioners, in your leave-in conditioners, and your deep conditioners. Now, the primary ingredient that you want to be in your products is water. The number one thing you want in a moisturizing product, the very first ingredient you want it to say is water. Water is great for our hair. Water followed by fatty alcohols, that's going to be a very moisturizing product for your hair. Now, there's one final ingredient that I want to talk to you guys about because I know we're all over the world. We have Mexico, we have Pennsylvania, we have Dallas, we have all of these different states with different climates and different temperatures. If you're in a drier climate and you're using humectants, it's taking away from your hair's moisture. A common humectant is actually honey. Honey is a humectant. A lot of products have honey in it. Glycerin is a common humectant. A lot of products have glycerin as well. If you are experiencing a lot of frizz, it could be because of humectants. What humectants do, they're really great for humid climates because they reach out and they grab moisture. So when you put it on your hair and you're in a humid climate, it's going to reach out and pull that moisture to your hair. Now, if it's dry, it's going to pull the moisture from your hair because there's nothing in the air for it to take moisture from. This is so helpful to know if you are experiencing frizz and you're in a dry area or you're experiencing dryness and you're in a more dry climate. Check your products. You might have humectants in there, and that's something that you can easily eliminate and see if your hair stays moisturized longer. So, is everybody with me? Let me know. Are you guys with me? Is everybody here? Do you got me? Any questions? Let me know because I'm going to move on if we're good here because I really want to tell you guys how to start the moisturizing process. Okay, so now that we know about the products, right? Now that we know about the good things to avoid, the bad things to avoid, and the good things to do, we're going to continue on. Shampooing our hair is step number one when it comes to moisturizing. And it's step number one when it comes to detangling. Now, I know that sounds a little bit crazy. You're like, shampoo, detangle, what? But let me explain. It's all about the technique. So first of all, let's talk about moisture. So when it comes to moisturizing, you want to make sure that you give your hair a clean slate. If you've ever experienced your product stopping working, like it's been working so good for you, you're getting the best wash and goes, the best twist outs, and then one day it's like, it's not working anymore. It's not working. What's going on? What's going on? That is probably because you have product buildup. And in order to remove product buildup, you're going to have to use a clarifying shampoo or an apple cider vinegar rinse. One of my favorite things to do is to use a clarifying shampoo because I have twin girls and I don't have time to do anything extra. I want to just pick up a product and call it a day. So a great one that is more on the natural ingredient side is also called Kinky Curly Come Clean. This is a great start to your moisturizing journey. You can just go ahead and shampoo your hair with this and proceed to adding in moisture. Now, when it comes to washing your hair, you want to make sure that you're not waiting until your hair is crispy. How many of you guys do that? Like, I'm the type of person where in the beginning of my journey, I would wait till like day 12, day 13 to wash my hair because I thought it was a chore, a task, and my hair is dry to the crisp, right? It's better to wash your hair before it loses its complete moisture because you can use water to reactivate the products that's already in your hair. Now, if you do get to the place where you've waited forever, you can use a water soluble conditioner. So, something that does not have silicones in it. Or if it does have silicones, you want to look for something that says PEG 12 or higher. I think it's 8 or higher actually, but like PEG 12 and then dimethicone, those are water soluble. Those will come out with your shampoo. Okay. So, with your moisturizing shampoo, and it's not going to add buildup to your hair. So you want to start with that. You can start smoothing that in. But if you can make it simpler for yourself if you don't wait to the last minute. If we're washing our hair right when it's starting to lose moisture, for me, that's around day 7, we'll experience just a better wash day. So it'll be a lot quicker. So I want to show you guys quickly just how I wash my hair. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of the different smoothing techniques that I do, the way that I'm able to start the detangling process with washing. So we're going to break that down. I'm actually going to demo them live. But first, I want to just show you a video of how I wash my hair. It has some tips in there on how you should be moving your hands, things that you could do to make it easier. And then we'll talk about what to do in the next step. Okay, so here goes the short clip.
So here we are on day 10 of a wash and go. And as you can see, my hair is in deep need of detangling. So I'm gonna start by using clamping to remove shed hair. I'm running my hair underneath the water, making sure to pull in a downward direction so that way I can elongate and remove shed hair. Keeping your hair elongated will prevent further tangling. I'm using the Camille Rose Natural Sweet Ginger Rinse, which is one of my favorite shampoos. I focus it on my scalp and then I rake it through the length of my hair. Raking your hair and keeping tension on your strands as you wash is great because it doesn't allow the hair to curl upon itself and tangle. For longer lengths, I recommend holding the ends of your hair as you massage it into your scalp, and also I recommend working in sections. Use croco clamps to keep your hair sectioned as you work. Do not pile your hair on top of your head. That will cause more tangles. So as you can see, even as I am rinsing out the shampoo, I am doing the same pulling motions in my hair, raking and clamping, making sure that my hair is nice and stretched. This is what my hair looks like, and we're now ready to deep condition.
Okay, so washing is step 1. I mentioned smoothing techniques, which I'm going to show you guys live, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a couple of really cool tools that you can use as you're washing your hair, okay? So clamps are really great for helping to keep your hair elongated. As I mentioned in the video, tangling typically happens from your shed hair. When your shed hair gets caught up in other hair and you're just doing this motion right here, and you have a tighter curl pattern, it's going to cause single strand knots, fairy knots, and those are really hard to get rid of. So it's easier to wash your hair in an elongated state. I'll typically stretch my hair like this and continue pulling downward like this as I'm washing. I'll also do what's called a clamping motion, and I will do that and I will smooth my hair down. Now, when you're doing this on someone else's hair, it looks more like this, a smoothing like this, as you are washing it in the sink or wherever you're washing it in a basin. That's it. But yeah, this. It looks really quick in the video, but it's clamping. You can also use prayer hands to remove shed hair. So that's when you put your hands in your hair in between both hands and you pull outward like that. That could help remove it. And then also separating the strands will help remove shed hair as well. But as long as you are pulling your hair down, you'll find that you'll start to get some of the shedding out of your hair. The way to know if it's shedding or breakage does not have a bulb at the end. You can look at the strands that you're pulling out and just hold it up to the light and you'll see a little bulb at the end. That's how you know that it is shedding. But you want to do all of this very gently, and the goal is to stretch your hair. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, my hair was tightly packed, right? I did not just go in there, give it a little dab, come out and add some shampoo. No, we elongated it. We got it as long as we could get by raking, clamping, and smoothing. And then where did I add the shampoo? I added it to my scalp, right? And I worked it down. Now, that's an optional step because honestly, as you rinse your hair under the water and you're smoothing and raking, the shampoo from your scalp is going to go down the length of your hair. So if you have dry hair, I recommend that you do the latter because it's going to keep your hair from being overly stripped, okay? So now you know a couple of things how you can avoid tangling while you're shampooing your hair. But you also, if you have longer hair, you can actually use the clamps to hold it in the process to make sure that it doesn't shrink up. If you have a tighter curl pattern or coils, I would recommend working in sections. And what I used to love to do is take the section and twist it upon itself like this, and then wrap it into a bun and clamp it, right? That will help it to stay super stretched, and it will make it to where you're not working against yourself. And that way, as you're moving along the process, your hair is just getting more and more detangled. Because with every product that you put in, you should be using these same hand gestures. You'll also find if you have a looser curl pattern and you're using these techniques, you can scrunch your hair, you can do all of these things, and you will have less breakage, I promise you, because you won't be doing all of it with your detangling brush. I'm also going to share with you guys how to properly use a detangling brush, but just know it starts with your fingers. Everything starts with your fingers. You can do a lot of good with your fingers and paying attention to your hair. So when you experience a snag, when you have that little oops moment, you can pay a little bit of attention to it and use this pinching motion to smooth it out to feel what's going on. A lot of times you'll feel like, oh, it's a knot. Sometimes those knots are removable by separation. Other times it's not. Sometimes, especially if it's really small, it's maybe like 2 or 3 strands. My recommendation to you is to just cut it because you don't want to rip your hair. Once you rip up the shaft, like the damage just keeps going and going until you cut it. Okay, we can't repair split ends. So that's how we wash our hair. Okay, and after we've cleansed our hair, well, actually, before we are done cleansing our hair, we have to figure out what we're going to use, right? And that goes back to the products that I mentioned earlier. So if you use heavy butters, oils outside of argan oil, oils do not penetrate your hair shaft. I think coconut oil penetrates your hair shaft too, but everything else, all other oils sit outside of your hair, right? So oils must be cleansed for you to put moisture back into your hair. So oils, heavy butter, silicones, I recommend that you clarify at least once a month. At least once a month, okay? Every time I use silicones, I clarify directly after because I find that my hair, being that it is low porosity, it will accept moisture a lot better than if I have silicones on my hair. Silicones are just covering my hair, okay? So this is what I would recommend. Now, let's say you don't use that. You've only been using good fatty fats in your hair and fatty alcohols in your hair. You've only been using water-soluble ingredients. Then I would recommend a moisturizing shampoo. The one that I just used and the one that I've been using on my girl's hair and I just absolutely love is the Camille Rose Natural Sweet Ginger Rinse. I tried this for the first time 2 years ago and fell in love. Actually, it was longer than that. It was like 3.5 years ago. It was a really long time ago. I've been buying this, refilling this. It's great. And I love that it now comes with a nozzle on the top. Sometimes you can find it with a nozzle on the top. So yes, it is amazing. The lather is crazy. The lather is crazy and it's moisturizing as well. So it's definitely a shampoo that you can start your detangling process with. Both of these shampoos are, as long as you're following the tips and techniques that I just gave you as far as smoothing is concerned, okay? So now that you've got your hair nice and clean, it's dripping, it's juicy, girl, you are so ready to move on to step number 2. So this is typically where a lot of people would add a rinse out conditioner. If rinse out conditioners are your jam, that is great. I'm not against it. I just recommend that you pick one without drying alcohols. For me, I skip conditioning altogether and I just deep condition. I find that that is best for the maximum moisture retention. You will find that your hair will physically be more moisturized the more and more you deep condition your hair. I do it every single week on my hair and my daughter's hair. It is a small step with a whole lot of glory because it really makes detangling and styling a breeze, and it allows our hairstyles to last longer. So I want to share two deep conditioners with you guys and just give you a little bit of insight into when I pick each one. So I recommend that you have a protein-based deep conditioner and that you have a moisture-based deep conditioner. What protein does is it strengthens our hair. Protein is great. Protein makes sure that our hair doesn't break off, right? But it must be balanced with moisture. Maintaining a protein moisture balance in our hair is so essential, and it's going to make sure that we're able to brush our hair without breaking and do all of that stuff, right? So I love to use the Mielle Organics Mint Babasu deep conditioner for my hair when it comes to deep conditioning. It is amazing. It's great. It's protein. And it also has moisture. My hair absolutely loves it. I recommend that you have a protein treatment within your wash day routine at least once every 6 weeks, like at the very least. Definitely balance out moisture and protein. The second deep conditioner that I want to share with you guys is the Camille Rose Naturals Algae Renew. This is a moisturizing deep conditioner. It is new to me. I just tried this maybe a month ago, and literally we've already hit empty. Like, this is the jar. I love it so much. I bought two more. It is good. Okay. So that is step number two. You want to deep condition either moisture or protein, depending on your hair's need, but have a healthy balance between the two. And if you have dry hair, I recommend trying steaming and also using a processing cap. Processing caps are really inexpensive. You can get them at Sally Beauty. They're actually underneath the video on the DIY University page. You can see all the products. It's right there, girl. Get some processing caps and allow your deep conditioner to sit for at least 5 minutes. I do 20 minutes unless the instructions say otherwise. You can also apply a heat cap. All of these things will help the moisture to penetrate your hair a whole lot better. And I do this for my little ones too. As I'm washing one twin's hair, I'll put the processing cap on and the little microwavable heat cap, and then I'll move on to the other twin's head. And it just works so good. Their hair feels great. Next, you'll move into detangling this with a brush, So you will have added your deep conditioner with the smoothing techniques we mentioned, and then you'll go in with this brush. This right here is the Tangle Tamer Max. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see when people are detangling their hair is they just go in. They're like, chirp, 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 chirp. Like, no, please don't do that. Finger detangle first. So in this context, we have been finger detangling from wash to deep conditioner, right? So our hair is ready. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to go in with the brush, and we're actually going to go in vertically. So we're going to start vertically, and then after we've detangled, we'll move that brush horizontally. Vertically, it allows your brush to have just a little bit more flexibility, and it goes with your strands a lot better. It works. It really does make your hair have less breakage. So I would give it a try. Go in vertically first, then turn your brush horizontally. And horizontally is great for adding more definition as well. So I want to show you guys a really, really fast clip. Basically, this clip is just going to go over the smoothing techniques a little bit more and show you exactly how I'm using the brush as I'm deep conditioning my hair.
What I highly recommend is utilizing smoothing techniques. They are finger gestures utilized to remove shed hair, smooth your cuticles, define your curls, and remove tangles. My mostly used techniques are clamping, raking, finger detangling with my thumb and pointer finger, and also coiling. These techniques are perfect for adding that additional definition that you need in any style. When brushing your hair, you want to go in with finger detangling first to remove all of them little tangles, and then go in with your brush vertically. This is going to get any tangles that you weren't able to get with your fingers, and then you can turn the brush horizontally to add in that definition. This will reduce your breakage significantly and allow you to have your curls popping.
So there it is. Those are my smoothing techniques that I've been sharing, and also how to properly use the brush. Okay. So once we have did that, once we have fully deep conditioned, you would rinse it out. Now, if you have drier hair, rinsing with cool water is going to be so helpful. It will seal everything in. Hot water typically it tends to dry out. So if you use cooler water, or as cold as you can take, that will help to fill in that moisture a little bit more. Another great tip for you is to use a moisturizing leave-in. That's right. If you have a looser hair texture and you don't use leave-in conditioners, then use a moisturizing gel. Going back to what we said, just a gel that is avoiding the more drying alcohol and is filled with more fatty alcohols. That's going to be very great for you. I have some recommendations for you guys for that as well. But I want to talk quickly to my tighter texture, more drier textured hair. Make sure that you use a leave-in conditioner. A leave-in conditioner is really great for you. And one of the greatest things that you can do when applying said leave-in conditioner is to do it on dripping wet hair. Yeah, wet hair. A lot of times our products are highly concentrated, and one of the best things that we can do is actually add more water as we're applying it. As you do this, you'll realize that A, you need less product, and B, your hair actually ends up being more plump and more defined with more water and not more product. So my recommendation is to have a 360 spray bottle with you and spray your hair. If you're styling your hair outside of the shower, spray your hair with a 360 spray bottle as you're working. This will keep your hair nice and moist, nice and damp. Another great hack and another great tip is you can actually mix water with your leave-in and shake it up in your leave-in, in your 360 bottle, and use that as a refresher spray. So it's so many things that you can do with a 360 bottle. It's really great investment. I love mine to death. I have like 10 of them. But the biggest takeaway that I want you guys to have is add water when you're applying your products. So I have two leave-ins today. I typically pick my leave-in based on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a wash and go, I'll typically go for the Mielle Organics pomegranate and honey leave-in conditioner. Now, if you're in a dry climate, there's humectants in this, right? So you want to keep that in mind. But I love this so much. It's such a great leave-in conditioner. I'll apply this to dripping wet hair, and then I will follow it up with the coil sculpting custard. And again, this needs a lot of water. So both of these I will apply on dripping wet hair, and I will get the best results that literally last me 12 days. I am not exaggerating. My hair will still feel soft and juicy on day 12, okay? Now, if I'm doing more of a flat twist or a twist out, I'll go for Camille Rose Naturals. This is the Curl Love. This is such a nice moisturizer. I found that when I tried to use this with more product and less water, it didn't perform as good as it did when I increased the water. So again, I apply this on dripping wet hair, and my hair is soft like butter. Especially after that, I'll give Renew Deep Conditioner. Then I'll style with the Almond Joy twisting butter. This is an OG. I've used this for years. I pull it out. My sister loves it. Like, it's just overall a really great twisting butter. So those are kind of the products that I'm recommending today. And when I do this one, I will actually clarify after this personally. So that's kind of just a little bit of insight into how I would use these. Now with this, I would just do a moisturizing shampoo like this one. So those are the products that I love to use. I recommend that you find one of these, try one of these, or find one that has moisturizing ingredients within it, that some that we've talked about today, and that water is number one. When you look at the back, the first thing I want you to see is water. Water, water, water. Like this one has water, and then it has benzyl right after that. Benzyl alcohol is the number two, and cetearyl alcohol is number three. Like it's going straight into moisture. Okay, we don't want fluff. We don't want fluff. We don't want oil there. We don't want, within the top 5 ingredients, you need to see moisturizing ingredients. That is number one. So that is it on the product knowledge, and I hope that it was helpful. I want to give you guys one last tip to help you along your journey and to help you to flourish. The biggest thing I could say is maintenance is key. Do not dry your hair with just a regular towel. Use a microfiber towel. I absolutely love the Turby Twist. Turby Twists are amazing. They're soft, they're plush. You just put them on and they do not dry your hair. So I 100% recommend getting a microfiber towel for you and your little one. For you and your little one. They'll also reduce frizz too. So it's a whole win, okay? So that's number one. Number two, I would recommend that you cover your hair at night, either by using a bonnet or by using a satin pillowcase. Either one of those things are great. I'm extra, I use both. I use both every single night, okay? So that's just me, you know. Okay. So yeah, doing that will help you so much. And, you know, making sure that you're paying attention to your hair and you're not waiting till the last minute to restart your wash day. So are there any questions regarding what I've said? I hope this was super helpful to you guys. Like, I tried not to overwhelm you, but I know sometimes I'm extra. I would love to take some questions now if you guys have any. And also, just thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, coming from all over the globe. It's been a blast. And I really hope that you guys have great results. If you try any of these products, any of these methods, please make sure to tag me so that way I can see your results, so that way I can see, you know, how this works for you and know that I am tangible. So if you have any questions, you can actually DM me too, and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So yeah, are there any questions? I'm just gonna wait a little bit to see if you guys have any questions for me. I also would like to let you guys know that you can follow along with the Sally crew and with all the amazing educators at the Sally Beauty website, sallybeauty.com. There's a landing page with the DIY University, and there's so many amazing resources, classes upon classes that will help you to master color, master texture, and to just thrive in your DIY journey. So be sure to go there. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Asia May as well. Do I have a favorite detangling brush? Yes, I do. This one is really good. This is actually my mom's favorite. She's like a 4A hair texture, like 4A, 3C. She absolutely loves this one. I use this one too. I think honestly, it's personal preference with when it comes to detangling brushes. And I honestly love to use my fingers more than anything. I love to use my fingers, and I usually use these to add definition and to make sure that that twist out is just so juicy and so popping. So that is the one. List of products. Also, do you suggest I do the lock method for my son's mixed hair? What oil is best for him? Okay, so honestly, when it comes to the lock method, I think it's okay as long as you have a clarifying shampoo in his regimen, because when you are applying a oil, it's going to seal your hair. Me personally, I preferred to do liquid cream and then oil last, because in my mind, it just makes the most sense that you're applying the sealing ingredient at the very end and not in the middle. However, there's tons of people who've had success. I actually have had better success with moisture retention, not using an oil and just using a moisturizing styler. I think that if you're going to use an oil, use something like argan oil. Argan oil is great. It actually can penetrate your hair shafts, and it's not just going to sit on the outside of your hair. So that's a great option. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, you can use whatever oils that you choose. Like, I know some people love jojoba oil. That's another great one. Castor oil is another great one. But again, those are heavier oils and they're not going to penetrate your hair shaft. You will have to clarify. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question. Yes, you guys are so welcome. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been an absolute blast. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Asia May, and make sure you follow Sally Beauty at Sally Beauty. And you can find more amazing classes coming up really soon. So make sure you stay tuned and join us again next time. Bye, you guys. Have a great day. And thanks again for hanging out with me.